Okay, so this is the fourth one. Nikhil, you missed many more. Okay, so this is the fourth one, and this is the Laravel files. And I think when you work on files, you will get lots of help over here. Normally, if you go to the Laravel site, you cannot get a single help from for Laravel files. There is nothing related to files on Laravel site. And thing is like that. That's why we people normally use normal PHP functions for file operation like file copy paste all these things. But the thing is like that these are not available on Laravel site. Still, Laravel has lots of functionality available there. So I get few things, and I think you will be also love to use this because these are too simple and there are lots of helpful functions as well. So first let's start with the basic functions. So first, how we check a file is exist or not in PHP. So in PHP we use file underscore exist, that is the function. So Laravel has a wrapper of this function that is called file then exist function. So in this function, if you pass that file name, you will get a response like true, false, whatever. Okay. So this is the simple function file exist to check a file is exist or not. Then second one, getting the content of a file means you are reading a file. Okay. So it is very simple. It is file get, and if you pass the file name, you will get all the content of the file. Okay. And thing is like that, if there is some error, it set an exception in Laravel. Normally it is an exception like eliminate file system file not found exception. So if you are not able to get the content, you can easily use your try catch block, and in the try catch block you can handle this exception. But that file and get is the function to get a file content. Same as getting content of a remote file. Okay. In normally, okay, I want to ask means if we want to get, Suryakant, are you listening, or if we want to get a file content from a remote file, normal PHP, how we do it? How we do, or what function we use to file get content? So file get content we use in PHP to get the file content of the remote file. So same thing we have here. It is called file then get remote. File get equal to getting the file from the same, and if you use get remote, it will help you to get the content of a remote file. And that get was returning some exception if file is some error issue of file not found. But here get remote, it will return true or false. So that is good one. Here if you get it then true, otherwise it will be false. Okay, if cannot be false then it will be false. So here you can check it like content file get remote URL and content equal to false, then you can check it easily. Then getting the return value of a file, that is very good one. In suppose return value means, suppose in a file you have a PHP file, you write thousands of code, thousands of manipulation, calculation, and at the end then you are returning the final thing. So when you are reading a file, what normally it does, when you are reading, we are getting a content from the file, we get all the content whatever written in the file. But when we get return means it will return you whatever that file is returning. So here is that use get required method. Okay. So here if we have file, then you see return array, and if we use get required file.php, then what it will do, it will send you the only this return parameter, return whatever that file is returning. Okay. So that is good, means you write whatever you want, but when you return it, it will be returning only that return parameter you set. So it is a function get required, and it is also like file thing, it is sending an exception, not true false. So it is a file is not found and exception will be returned. So a file not found exception. So you need to handle it through try and catch. Then there is a required file once, that normally we use PHP if you want to include a file, either we use require or require once, and I think everyone knows what is the difference between require and require once, and also there is, you know, the difference between requires and include. Okay, so that for the requires one there is a wrapper in that Laravel, that is file then same semicolon or sorry code resolution and required underscore once. So that same required ones you just using through file object over here or file class in the Laravel. Then if you want to write something on the file, normally normal PHP we use file write some function, we open the file, then we do it, we write it, we close it, lengthy process. So we need to do three things. We need to open the file in append mode or read mode or write mode. Then we need to put the content. Then we need to close that, F close, F open, F write, F close. But here there is a function called file put. Then it takes two parameters, file name and the content. Okay, and it will return you some true or false parameter. So if it is false, then you cannot able to write it. Otherwise, it will be written. So it is good. Like it is single step file put. Same as prepending to a file. Like your file already have few content, and you want to add your content top of that file. Prepend. So it is function is prepend, and prepend you will pass that file name and the content you want to prepend in the file, and it is same as that file put. All the return type true, false, and same as prepend. There is a function called append. Append means if you want to add your content under or below end of the file. So if you use append, then you need to pass the file name and the content, and it is also return you true or false as to appending content in the file. Same as if you want to delete a file. Normal PHP we use what? Unlink. Okay, unlink the file, unlink, deleting a file. And here it is like file then delete function. So delete function you need to pass the file name. And good thing is like that if you want to delete multiple files, then either inside delete function you can pass all the file name as a comma separator, or you can pass an array as well. So it takes as a both. You see here I passed first one, a simple file, single file, then all the files as a comma separated, and if I create an array, I also pass this as a, okay. But that this has one drawbacks, like if there is some error in deleting, it will just ignore that one. It will not send you any issues. So suppose you are deleting 3 files, and out of that 3 files only 2 get deleted, 1 didn't, but you will not be notified that 1 file didn't get deleted. So you don't know, means that function executed, but at the end you think like that all the file deleted, but in reality there is not all the file get deleted. So for safer side, before deleting any file, in safer side, after deleting any file, you just check that file is exist or not, because if that file is exist, then it is not get deleted. So to be very sure, you just delete the file, then check it, whatever you deleted, that is exist or not. If it is not exist, then it is successfully deleted. So already there is a function file exist. So there is a function called file exist, and it will tell you file exist or not, true or false. So in this way,
There we can pass an array.
Huh?
There we can pass an array. File exists.
No, file exist is single parameter.
Then why I will do first delete and then check everything? I will delete
Even
one
if you send a single file name, file delete at one file name, abc dot something txt. Even if that single file doesn't delete it will not return any error. It will just ignore it. So you are not sure your file get deleted or not. So after delete, you just double check that file get deleted or not by checking file exist or not. Okay. Then moving a file to a new location, file move. Normally in command prompt what we do, MB or whatever. So MB from one destination to another destination. So there is a function called file move, and it will be first parameter will be your current file name, and then where it to move the new file name. So file move for old file and new file, and it is also return you true and false. Okay. So actually this is a wrapper of PHP's rename function. Means move means you are moving a file to a new location, means it is renaming, or maybe you can put a directory path as well. /1 directory, and then you can change the directory as well. That means it is a renaming or copying file, means it is cut and paste. Simple thing, you can say cut paste, not copy. So next is the copying file. So it is simple copy, but it is same as file to destination. So it will be copied over there, but that original also be kept over wherever it was. So it is not original copy is deleted and moved to destination. It's not like that. Original also be kept, and one replica will be created to the destination you mention, and also it is return you true and false as a response. Now extracting a file extension from a path. So that is the good thing we use maximum when we do the file upload. We need to retrieve that extension of the file, all those things. So here they have a function called file extension. If you use file extension and pass the file name, it will tell you that what is the extension of the file. Okay. And if there is no extension, like by mistake instead of file, you just pass the directory location. No extension is there. So it will return you empty array, nothing. Okay. Then getting the type of a file. So type of a file means you want to see and you pass a path. You don't know. So this will tell you if you use file type and pass some URL, it will tell you this path is actually a file or a directory. So you can determine that current URL is a file or a directory. So usually it is written that string like file or directory. Okay. Then getting the size of a file. File and size is the function, and if you pass the file name, it will give you the file size. So you see these are very simple method they created, and everything is very useful. Like we read each and every function. Normally if we do all these things in PHP, we need 2-3 other function required also to do file operation, all these things. Okay. Then getting a file's last modification time. That is also very good feature they provided. Like if you want to see like when that file modified last time. So if you use file last modified, then file name, it will send you that Unix timestamp. You will get a Unix timestamp of the time that file modified last time. Okay. And if there is an error, a warning message is emitted. So if there is an error, you will get warning message as well from there. Then this is also determining if a path is directory or not. Suppose you are not sure where you are putting that is a directory or not. So you can pass your path, and the function is each directory, and it will obviously each directory from the name you are understanding it is written true or false, and it is simply refer of is underscore dir of the PHP. Okay. Same as determining if a file or directory is a writable. Like lots of time we found a problem, like we try to upload or copy paste the file, but that file don't have the permission or write permission is not there. But blindly you put it and you are not sure file is right over there or not. Lots of time we did it, but file didn't save. So here you can check if that directory is writable or not. So file is writable is the method, and if you pass the directory or file name, then it will return you it true or false, and you can understand like it is writable or not. Same as determining if a path is a file or not. Like we check it is a directory or not, each directory. Same as that path is a file or not. So here is a function is file, and if you pass the file name, it will tell you it is a file or not. Okay. Finding a files matching a pattern, that is also very good one. Like normally what we does in the PHP sites, we create a folder and we storing all the logs. Okay, and suppose there is also some other thing also, maybe some files and some logs mixed up, and you want to just delete all the logs files. So it is very difficult. So here you can use pattern matching. So there is a function called global globe, and here you see that log files file then globe. I am passing test is the directory, then I am passing start.log, means whatever file name, then log is the extension. So it will give you all the files. Okay. So same as if you have a PHP extension .txt or whatever, you can use this way. So whatever pattern matching you have, the regular expression you can use over here. Again, as an example I give this, but whatever regular expression you have, you can use it. Then this function takes a second parameter. This function takes a second parameter. You see here is I pass text, then second parameter is globe only dir. So this means global only dir. So you can check. Later this document as well I mention what are these parameters and what is this for. Like globe mark, globe non-sort, means it will send you all the files in non-sortable way, non-check, non-scapes, non-brace, only dir, err. All these are the extra parameter you can pass, and you can check this parameter what these means. Okay. Then getting a list of all files in a directory. Okay, so that means you want to scan a directory and get all the files name from the directory. So if you put file then files and pass the directory name, it will return you an array of the files inside that directory. Okay. Then getting all the files recursively from a directory, means in a directory you have another subdirectory, in that subdirectory you have files, but from the parent directory you want to get all the files from that directory, also from the subdirectory, that means recursively. So it is here function is files, then all files, and if you pass that directory path, what it will do, it will give you all the files from the parent directory as well as from the child directory as well. So recursively it will give you all the files from that from a directory. Okay?
Files function.
Sorry?
You are using the files function previously.
Here before it is a files.
Yes.
So it will give you all the files from that directory. But if that directory have also child directory, it will not go to there. Okay? But it is means recursively, means in a directory you have subdirectory, inside directory you have another subdirectories, and all the subdirectories having files. So if you go through these all files, then it will read all the subdirectories as well. Then getting all the directories in a directory. So all files means it will give you all the files, but you have a parent directory, inside that you have lots of subdirectories, and you want to know all the subdirectories from a directory. So here it is function is directories. So if you use file directories and give the URL or path, it will give you all the subdirectories inside that directory. Okay. Then creating a directory. Okay. So if you want to create a directory, that is the make directory, and you will pass the path. So it will create that make directory. Okay. So here the good thing is like that their directory also create recursively. Like here path to directory. Suppose you think path to directory provide here. Suppose path is not exist, also to is not exist, also directory also is not exist. So what it will do, it will create first a path folder, inside that a to folder, inside that a directory folder, and the second parameter you can pass that permission. Okay, so here 0075 I passed, so whatever permission you required you can pass it over here. So here I mentioned that you can also create directory recursively. That means what I told you, like if all the directory doesn't exist, it will create all the directories one by one. Okay. Then there are few parameters here. You see there is another parameter called true. Okay. So if all created directories are successfully created, then true will be returned. Here that third parameter is okay. Okay. So that second parameter true is passing. If all created directories are successfully created, then true will be returned. This will no, it is not like that. What is the second parameter? True.
I think to make it recursively we are passing through.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I forget that. Third true is means if all the directory is not exist, and if you pass true, then it will create all the directories as a recursively. So that is, if you don't mention, then it will not create. But if you pass true, then all the parent directory doesn't exist, then it will create all the directories recursively. Same as there is an extra fourth parameter is true. So this true is for your error, like their last option is false, and it will true. If true, it will suppress an error output on failure. Okay. So if you mention the fourth parameter true, and if your directory doesn't create it, then it will not return you any error. So error will be suppressed if you return. So it will good to not pass the fourth parameter as a true. Otherwise, you will be missing that error. Then copying a directory from one location to another. Okay, so we found copy file same as copy directory. So if you want to copy directory, that function is copy directory and your source location to destination. Okay, and this method will return you again true and false if it is copied successfully. And there are few extra thing detail you can check, means in the document. Okay, I will upload it, you can check. Then deleting, this is okay, from one location to another. Then recursively deleting a directory. Recursively means when you delete a directory, if inside that directory if we have a subdirectories, then those subdirectories never get empty. Only inside the directory, in whatever file we have, those will be deleted. But inside the directory, if we have subdirectory, and subdirectory also have subdirectories and files, those subdirectory will not get deleted. So if you want to just delete everything inside that directory or even that directory itself, so that is called file delete directory. And if you use file delete directory and pass the directory path, it will delete everything. And if you want to preserve the top level of the directory, like I have a directory, I want to just empty, I don't want to delete it. Okay, so I want to delete whatever it containing but not the directory itself. So if I want to do this, I will pass a second parameter called true. So whatever, it will not delete that directory, it will just empty that directory. Okay, so this is the second parameter. So empty a directory of all files and folder. So this is the empty directory. I delete directory. Okay. So use empty directory. Yeah. So here we use delete directory true. So this is means empty. So this is the same as empty directory. If we use delete directory with the path and true, it is same as empty directory. So it is by default calling the delete directory with the two parameter if you use empty directory. Okay. So this is all the functions, and I think yeah, it's good. We finish it quickly. So anyone has any questions? No? Okay. Do you think this will be useful? I think there are lots of file functions, and I found this will be good, because Laravel side I didn't found anything about file on the Laravel side, nothing. Okay, but internally they have many more things, many more. So it's good. Okay. So I'll upload this document in the seminar page, and you can